IF 34 have been with my fiance M 37 for 3 years. Getting married before the end of this year and recently moved in the house that I inherited from my mom. The house is in my name and it took a lot of talking and convincing from him to have his name on the title as well. Now honestly part of me doesn't think this is a good idea, at least not right now, maybe after marriage. But anyway, I've decided to go ahead and put his name on the title so he could go ahead and start contributing towards mortgage more and light my burden a little bit. We've made appointments, decided on which form of ownership we were basing this on. When it was time for me to sign the deed, my fiance stopped me and gave me a pen saying this pen was his lucky pen and told me to use it to sign the deed. I took it and tried to sign, but turned out it was empty. He was like, "Oh, I must have forgotten," while laughing, and then pulled out his other lucky pen. I took it, tried to sign, and that one too was empty. Honestly, seeing how he was laughing, I figured he was messing with me, but he swore he wasn't and pulled out another one of his lucky pens. I tried that one too and it was empty. My fiance started cackling and I felt humiliated, especially with how the gentleman next to him was staring. I got pissed and asked him what that was about, and he said it was a prank. I asked, "Really? Did you really think this was a time for pranks?" He was like, "It's alright, you can use a real pen now." I pushed the paper away and said, "You know what? Never mind, because I no longer want you on the deed." He lost it completely, saying we had a deal and I can't back out of it just like that, and that it was a stupid joke that I took too seriously. We had an argument and I refused to sign the deed, at least not then and there. At home he blew up again, saying I was the one who delayed the process and that he already gave me a real pen and all I had to do was sign the damn paper and get it over with. He accused me of looking for an excuse not to have him on the deed and started the silent treatment, saying there's nothing to say till those papers are signed. Did I really take this too seriously? NTA. Why would you even consider putting him on the deed? It is your inherited property. Currently he isn't entitled to anything. Why would you change it so you could potentially lose it in the future? That would not be a very smart action. NTA. Why would you even consider putting him on the deed? TBH, after this prank op should reevaluate if marrying him is such a good idea. NTA, tell him that you saying you were going to put him on the title was also just a prank and he's getting way too worked up over a little joke. Take my imaginary awards, for I have none, but you richly deserve them. The prank was your final straw. Either yes, you did want to back out, or no, you just got really annoyed. This may even be bigger than the house. I mean, are you having second thoughts about him? If just the house, tell him, yes, I was having second thoughts and your prank sealed it for me. We need to rethink this because it's not working for me. But you need to figure out what will work for you and see if he accepts. Get good advice from a lawyer. Lady, don't ever put someone on the title. Ever. Unless you both acquire a property together. What is separated stays separated. Trust me. Even more so with such a childish being. NTA. But you'd be one to yourself if you put him on it. And I strongly encourage OP to title the inherited house in her own individual trust to add further protection. This should be done before marriage and with comprehensive consultation with an attorney to understand how to best prevent the house from ever being considered marital property, regardless of marital status, how long he lives in the home, and whatever dollars he may contribute to mortgage/maintenance/utilities/etc, financially or otherwise. A truly loving partner/spouse would understand the reasons behind keeping individual premarital property separate, especially when it's an inheritance. Fiance is a red flag. NTA. Edited to have a deep conversation and review of all of your other personal assets/investments with an estate planning attorney as well. Cancel the deal. Cancel the whole fiance until he grows the F*** up. NTA. If you ain't no chump, holla, we want prenups. We want prenups. NTA, do not put him on the title. Do not marry him either. If you do, insist on a prenup. Someone who isn't planning to screw you over down the line wouldn't be so focused on getting his hands on your family property. NTA, his prank was seriously stupid and childish. I think adding him to the deed is a bad idea, and deep down you know that. He isn't entitled to any part of your inheritance. Reevaluate the relationship. I'm going to go with NTA because of all the pressure he put on you and then him thinking it was okay to prank you. But seriously, take a deeper look at your relationship. Edited to add, the silent treatment is a form of abuse. He's showing you who he is. Believe him. How fucking poetic is it that he wants his name on the deed, then handed her empty pens so she couldn't sign the paperwork, and now no name on the deed. Amazing. Guess that you won't hear him speak ever again. NTA for keeping him off the deed. In fact, kick him out. He only wants half of that house for leverage when you break up. So in fact, he did you a service by showing his true colors and proving that you shouldn't stay with him. Definitely seems like he wants control over something and flipped when he couldn't. NTA. There's a time for pranks. And that wasn't it. And honestly, having his name on the deed when he didn't inherit it or put any money towards it, and no, paying bills is chicken feed compared to the cost of the house itself, is just an all-round bad idea. If you even decide to get married, make sure there's a prenup so he doesn't get any ownership rights on the house. Because this does not look like a healthy relationship. Dear God, NTA, and please do not put his name on anything. Even after the wedding I wouldn't consider it, and I'd even consider the wedding at this point. Do you really want to be with someone so childish that this is what he is like when it comes to important decisions? Then sulking when he doesn't get his way. NTA, do not put that man on the title. He is pushing 40 and acts like that. If you really want to do it, I'd keep it on the back burner and see how he acts. I missed the age. I thought he was early 20s with how he acts. I have this weird feeling he was going to get on the deed and break up with her and take one half the house. He's most definitely using you. Ask yourself if you really want to marry him. That dude sounds like a bad news. Yeah, the red flags here are huge and multiple. It would be a terrible idea to put him on the deed regardless of how good the relationship is. It will give him entitlement to something that was never his. You never should have agreed to this in the first place. Go get a consultation with a divorce attorney about why. In short, this is a unilateral commingling of assets. You're giving him an interest in a whole entire house. It's not just a financial benefit, it's a huge commitment. What's he giving you in return? You aren't even married. Why WBTA if you put him on the deed and title? He will take your house if things don't go well. That belongs to you and you only. Don't trust this man opus. Right. Prenup as well. House deed stays the same. This shouldn't be a deal breaker if he wants to marry you. The house is yours already, and if the marriage doesn't work out, it's yours without a fight. That's what wills are for. If the marriage is great and something happens to you, you are able to dictate who keeps the house. NTA. NTA. Don't put him on the deed. Why the rush? Wait until after you're married for a while. Don't give up half of something so important so quickly. NTA. Don't put him on the deed. Why the rush? Wait until after you're married for a while. Don't give up half of something so important so quickly. I told him why the rush and that we could wait, but he got offended because of it. Said I wasn't treating him like my partner and that we don't need to be married to entrust each other with stuff, regardless of value. NTA. He doesn't sound mature enough. Don't put his name on the title. If you divorce he'll likely get half of it, which isn't fair. NTA. He sounds like he's using you quite honestly, and clearly he doesn't respect you, or even the house he's getting his name on. Sounds like you can expect him to absolutely smash your whole head into the wedding cake. Take some time and consider if this is just one of many similar times when he's shown you his true colors and you just gave in to hush him up / make it easier for yourself. Don't sign that deed until you're 100% sure opus. NTA. But honestly the deal breaker should been him pressuring you into it. Sounds like the pens were just the last straw / something to prevent you from doing something you already didn't want to do. Why are you marrying this guy? NTA. Do not ever put that man on the deed. Please. It is yours, and it is insurance for if the marriage fails.